Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome once again to Microsoft Flight. So, it's going to be a bit of a feature at the moment. I've been busy once again, hard at work, doing some skins, making some more skins for this fantastic flight simulator. So this is going to be a little showcase of my latest project. So this time around, on the back of playing around with the Royal New Zealand Air Force stuff, what I've decided to do is I've decided to run with a RAF themed pack again this time. So this time I'm releasing 3 more skins. So these are all going to be P-40 skins. Because I think it's nice to show that the P-40 wasn't just used by the Americans, it was used by Commonwealth forces as well. Without further ado, let's bring up the first one. So this one that comes with the game itself. You can see my little RNZ F1 down there, excuse me. And now, okay, so the first one I've got here is a nice basic one. So this one is from 73 Squadron Royal Air Force. With a very distinctive pattern that those sort of markings they have around the roundel there. So this one here was essentially based on the AVG skin and sort of just changed the camouflage colours to the Royal Air Force ones and put the correct markings on there. So yeah, well, without further ado, let's jump in. Folks, what I think I might do... Oh, well, I got Fred playing the game as well. Well, there you go. What we might do this time, folks, instead of watching me just do a series of takeoffs and landings, I think we might just do a quick fly around, and then we might have a mid-air change, I think, this time. Alright, so let's try... I feel like heading north today, so runway 36. Alright, so let's take off with this one today. So, first up, here we are, as the engine fires up. Smoke coming out of the engines there, as always quite nice. A nice Alaskan sunrise in the background there. Alright, so let's get this little darling airborne, and then we'll switch to the next skins, shall we? Alright, so we've got our flaps down, brakes engaged. I'll change to that view for the takeoff, that might be helpful. Alright, let's front up some power. And release the brakes, and off we go. So this aircraft was based in the UK. So the squadron was actually intervening between transitioning from Hurricanes. So they had a few extra aircraft. So I'm actually distracted while I take off there. So they were using these briefly. Now they weren't used on full squadron strength. These were used as essentially just as a filler aircraft, so they weren't a full squadron of these. The primary aircraft for the squadron was the Hawker Hurricane. A nice view of the bottom there as we fly over. Ooh, like that today. I sort of just appearing into the sunset there. Round as we sort of climb the mountains there. As you can see, as Ken just was saying, there's the very distinctive markings of the squadron there. There's like the sky blue undersides with a white spinner there, showing us off with the markings. So, there we go. Alright folks, so that's my first one done. So next we might move on to, so we'll just jump into our hangar. So the next one is, again, a UK-based RAF squadron that operated the Kitty Hawk, or Tomahawk 2B as it was referred to in Royal Air Force service. So this one is from number 26 Squadron, with the serial was there, so God, can't talk today. With the identification letters Romeo Mike, which is the squadron, and E for Echo, so it was the the E aircraft of the squadron. So this one, again, very similar scheme, essentially not a great deal of difference, just has a couple of slight differences with the squadron band around the tail, so just near the tail there, also in sky, same as the undersides. and of course they're a slightly larger roundel, so different style of roundel as well, less of the yellow. So Cinepi was more of a actual combat aircraft. So now these were actually used in combat, sort of defending the skies over the UK. The squadron did operate P-40's for quite some time. Eventually they transitioned off these onto Hurricanes. From the transition from Hurricanes to these, and eventually went on to Spitfires. They were used very successfully. They didn't get a lot of kills, but it was sort of the time when other aircraft were more needed elsewhere. So they definitely, under the Lend-Lease, the P-40 was well used in the Royal Air Force. But I think it's often forgotten that they were actually used in the home counties and were used in the UK. So, because you'll see momentarily as I sort of slide by, I won't do this one too long because it is, as I said, very, very similar to the Alaskan that you just saw. Just a bit of a roll there. Alright. Just the graphics of this game always get me. Sorry, I always just love just watching this stuff. Anyway, alright, so on that note, let's switch over to the third skin, and quite possibly probably the most famous of colour schemes for P-40s in Royal Air Force service. So we've seen the two ones, as I said, they're a little less known that they did operate fairly extensively throughout the UK, but the most prolific or the most well-known use of the P-40 in Royal Air Force and indeed South African Air Force colours as well was actually in the Middle East or in North Africa. So this one here is GAF, which is from 112 Squadron, Royal Air Force. Now, these are quite famous, mainly because probably the most famous one is actually GA question mark. Nobody's quite sure why the question mark, or at least I couldn't find any more information about it. The reason why this one's probably possibly the most famous is because it's actually on display at the Royal Air Force Museum in Hendon. I'm pretty sure I think I saw it when I was in Hendon. So it's on display there. So it's very, very famous, and obviously they've just, been inspiring because it does have the shark's teeth, the shark mouth feature that is not present on any of the European theatre coloured P-40s operated by the Royal Air Force. So this skin here, folks, was like the last two, based on. So I took the AVG skin as the basis. This allows me to sort of use the camouflage pattern. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a cheat, and technically I should be doing something else, but you know what, it works, so I wasn't going to complain too loudly. And it also means I didn't have to redraw the shark's teeth. I'll be honest, guys, when I started this skin for this particular one, I was dreading having to do the shark teeth, and I went, oh, that's right, there's already one in there, so there you go. Just flying off into the sunrise there. So the P-40, as I was saying, is most famous for its use in North Africa, at least for Commonwealth, or for Royal Air Force, the operators. 112 Squadron being again the most famous. I think a lot has to do with that it has one preserved in amazing condition in the museum. And yeah, a lot of my skins here, guys, I'm paying homage to pilots that served during the Second World War, and I want to sort of bring out some of the maybe lesser well-known colour schemes that are around. Alright, folks, well, a nice quick one for today as we go through and sort of roll around, have a bit of fun with the P-40 with the shark's teeth. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this little one. I also hope that you like the skins. I will be placing the link for the download of these skins in the description. And also, guys, I do strongly encourage everyone to look over the library at the AV Sim, or the AV Sim library. There are some great skins on there by quite a few different skinners on there, and as well as myself. And also head over to the MS Flights, so msflights.net. The guys there are really good. They're a lot of fun, and I do if you enjoy this game, which I really hope you do because I thoroughly love it. They are a great group of pilots to fly with. They also fly FSX, but we don't hold that against them. Microsoft Flight is definitely a lot of fun. Alright folks, that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching once again. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.